well, this video is one of my favorites. The suit, though, is not. I still think Gundam Latreia and the RX-78-2 are still up there for me, but this video and showcase of the Gatheroad will probably be the final videos that I make of me playing this game, but it might not be the last time I ever pick it up. You know, I kind of feel the need to upload now. Really, whenever I just feel like there's something I want to share, and although I've kind of assuming I'm able to make this, we'll have done everything in this game that I've wanted to do, building from my very first upload of this game, building on up from that. You know, after this video, I will have completed everything that I've worked on over really the past couple months. It's been a couple months worth of me playing this game, and it's been fun. It's a different experience from you know, other games that I like. I will say, you know, I like the kind of storytelling in games, like I said in the past in the Latreia video. Games like Pokemon Ultra Sun, Final Fantasy XV, more traditional storytelling games, but with the G universe and how they built this game, it's not like I wouldn't have a reason to pick this game up to replay it. Right here, I believe I'm taking advantage of the uncapping mechanic, so you can get. This is the first time I'm doing it on camera. I leveled the Gatheroad up to level 30 for scaling purposes, just like how I left the new Gundam at level 1 for Earth's missions. I'm leveling this Gundam up past the soft cap, which is level 15 or level 30. So everything that I'm doing today will run more smoothly, and not necessarily to make. I'm not doing this to make it easier on myself. It's really just so I can showcase the suit and its to the best way I can. Like, for, you know, I'm just trying to scale it to where I would think it would play out. You know, best for a gameplay video showcase, which is, you know, what this is. I'm just trying to show what the Gatheroad's moveset is and what it looks like in missions. But you know, just because I've done everything that I wanted to do in this video and unlocked all the suits that I kind of have my eye on, minus the Sea Gundam, doesn't mean I wouldn't go back into this game. You know, even to replay, you know, missions for fun, or to replay some other missions in other directories with the same suits that I have videos uploaded with on the channel now. Like, you know, I've there's a number of reasons I would pick this game back up, but the only reason I could see myself realistically doing it would be for, like, you know, online play. You know, I would if I were to pick this game back up, it would be to just kind of see. I very briefly got a glimpse of what the online scene looks like, and it looks pretty standard. Even with how the time chaos mission work in this game, it's clear that they try to give you incentives to come back and play it, but for the most part, this game is what it is, and it's clearly up to the player to make their own play this game how they want. You know, having said that, after this video, if I do head back into Gundam SD Battle Alliance, it'd probably be to, you know, just see what's going on online and or to unlock the C Gundam. Because some of the other suits, minus the Gelgoog, like the Kamaris Badar suit I have unlocked, I really actually want to make a video on that. Like, I really want to make a video on that. And there's a number of missions I can choose from to participate in. I could try to see what would just fit best with that suit, storytelling wise, and or just pick a random chaos mission or level it up to a higher level and try some of the other missions on hard. But you know, after this video, that's probably going to be it. It has been I have been playing this game for a minute. It has been probably like the past 2 months worth of me just playing it here and there. When I play any game nowadays, I try to, you know, just like when I'm doing anything else, I try to, you know, I'm not just like getting on here and running around in circles or something. You know, I try to play this, you know, and treat it with a little bit of care, I guess. I don't know. And that's what I've done since I've picked it up, and I felt like everything that's come out of it, for me personally, couldn't have been like, you know, it was been incredibly cool, and I'm really happy that I've gotten a chance to share it. But there's some cool bosses in this video. You kind of get a glimpse of some suits, albeit allies or enemies, that are featured in throughout the course of this video in particular that are not available to play with. A good example of that would be like the second boss fight that I failed to win against in the RX-78-2 mission, the first of the 2 DLC missions that I did. That suit is not available to play with in this game, or at least I don't think it is, but it's one you can clearly fight against and has a moveset that seems to be relative to, you know, all the other ones that you can play with, which seeing AI in this mission that kind of rival how that aspect of storytelling in this game just kind of encapsulates like what this game has been. And I'm not a Gundam nut, I'm not like a Pokemon nut, but it's definitely there to be had if you, you know, care to play and or watch. But out of all the videos that I've kind of been waiting to upload, mainly because, you know, I had to unlock the suits, figure out what missions I was going to play, and actually play it after unlocking them, and then with how I get these streams to be voiceover ready. It's not hard by any means, but it's definitely like kind of how I've had to go about playing this game. I had to kind of chip away at it here and there, and luckily for me, it didn't like ruin the game in the least bit, or the storytelling, or how, you know, how I was able to interpret it as I was playing it. Luckily, it was kind of annoying having to play it for like. I tried to, every time I sat down to play it, I tried to play it for like an extended period of time, anywhere from, you know, 3 to 4 or 5 hours. And luckily for me, everything worked out, but there was a time after the RX-78 where I thought that was going to be it, but I did kind of muster up the, not even strength or desire, because both of those were already there for me inherently to just want to pick this up and play it, but to kind of make the time to see if I could unlock these suits. I'm glad I did. But out of all the three, the new Gundam, Gundam Latreia, and this video, I think I've seen this one probably not even in its entirety the most, but just like from the channel trailer that I uploaded, a clip from this video. I have a channel trailer, and it's just like a 5-minute clip from this video that I ripped, but as I was like, you know, working to get everything in place to make these videos, I've probably seen this one here and there the most. In the new Gundam video, I think I said that a future reward and Tekadon, which were the first 2 missions I played in that video, were the only one that shared, were the only 2 missions in the game that shared a, like an exact, that seemed to take place in the exact same place. Again, minus the bosses and the enemies that you face, like, you know, it would seem as if both those missions are happening in the exact same area. This mission actually is another, this mission I'm doing now, I forgot what the name is, but in the next mission I do, they're different, and I think you have the option of going to different places and engaging with different bosses, but like, they clearly take place in the exact same area as well. So the Gatheroad and the new Gundam, with the missions I played, share that, even though I said in the new Gundam video that it was something unique to you know, that suit and those missions, but that's clearly the case with this video as well. I think it just kind of slipped my mind because although the second mission that I played, it shares the same location as this mission, the second mission that I played with this suit that shares the same location as the mission that you're seeing now is, I think the reason it probably slipped my mind is because it's really just like a different boss, and I think not as many enemies before you initiate that said encounter, but they clearly take place in this kind of military-esque base, which seems to not be far from what would appear to be some kind of residential area that you get to see a lot more clearly in the next mission. But the moveset of this Gundam is pretty crazy. It benefits from the Beam Saber chips, or parts. You have to excuse me, I keep saying chips. They're parts, but I do apologize about that. I've done that throughout all of these videos, but it benefits from the parts that you can use to enhance the beam particle effects, but it's really only brings out its saber if you're doing you know, a downward aerial maneuver, like, you know, if you were to hit an enemy downward while you're in the air. That's the only time this Gundam will bring out its beam saber. You know, it really uses its two, they're more more traditional submachine guns that it dual wields, in contrast to the two that the Betrayal dual wields that he can rapid fire in his boss version, but he just tap if you're piloting it. But you know, with him being an infighter and seeing how he plays with the parts, excuse me, it's definitely was like a cool cherry on top of the would-be cake I've been trying to bake with everything. And even like after you beat the game, the first time you get a chance to, I think you get the Gatheroad makes like a brief appearance. I think when you played this game in early tutorials, I don't remember, but I think you played with the RGM 79, and then the Gatheroad will just make like a very brief appearance in the not even tutorials, just like, you know, the prologue of this game when Juno is talking to the player, and there's some, it gives you the chance to kind of pick like what you want to say to her as you're kind of waking up to you know, what's happening with the break-ins, which is kind of what this whole game is having to deal with and play around with the storytelling. With that said, you really don't get to see it again until you beat the game on normal. As soon as you beat it, it'll trigger you go back to an area that resembles where the tutorial takes place, but you know when you touch the walls here and there's like right there, it's like a red kind of squares come up, like that kind of effect seems to be taking over, like the rocks in the ground and everything appears to be disintegrating around you, as if although you're in a rocky canyon-like area, everything seems to be kind of falling apart. It's almost as if like the Gene universe in the real world, this game is collapsing, and I'm not sure how many enemy AI are in this game. Like I said, there's some Zaku suits and new boss suits that you can clearly unlock and play with if you want. Like I said at the beginning of this mission, there's also suits where, albeit ally enemy suits, that you get a chance to see and fight. It's the same for some bosses that you can find in the DLC as well, that appear to be scaled more appropriately in even Gundam Betrayal, that you clearly just cannot, they're unavailable that don't have blueprints for you to unlock that are in this game. And with that said, like, you know, after you beat the game and Gundam, you beat the final mission on normal, you go to an area that resembles a tutorial, and everything again, it kind of appears to be falling apart, and you're piloting the Gatheroad, and you just fight like, it seems as if like one of every enemy type will just start spawning randomly, and you fight through them while progressing to a much larger area where that continues to happen until you Gundam Betrayal will spawn. And you see how like his face shield is cracked right here? I think that's more or less just for the sake of the Gatheroad lore, but like a heavily damaged Gundam Betrayal suit will spawn, and it'll just start attacking you, and you have to fight it, and it's and when you beat it, I think there's some like back and forth or something it'll say before it'll kind of go away. There's a small cutscene of the Gatheroad that's like a scale to maybe something that you'd see in a more traditional Gundam show. It's clearly not anime style, but it's like a video game rendered cutscene of, you know, a Gatheroad that's fighting a Zaku, and I think he's about to get hit before he ends up blocking a beam axe with something I can't remember before, kind of like retreating to some more Gatheroads, or maybe they're RGM-79s, but then he kind of charges towards the Zaku, well, with like clearly like a war cry. I didn't get a chance to hear it because sometimes I have doing other things as I'm playing it, but he charges towards the Zaku and it'll trigger, like, you know, the credits, and that's when the title screen will change, and I think the game will let you know. I can't remember if it gives you like a kind of heads up about the whole hard mode. I'm sure it does. And that same mission that you briefly play after beating the game on normal, you can actually go back and replay. I think it's in its own separate directory, like it might be titled even something like 7A, because directory 7 is the last directory. So it does give you a chance to go back and redo that if you want to play that game. I wish I had actually done it in this video, but it really didn't kind of seem like it would appropriate. But its moveset is, you know, like everything else in this game, all the other Gundams, it's unique, clearly different than everything else. I kind of want to touch on, like, I don't know if I spoke on this in the Latrell video, but like going back and grinding out those last couple missions that you have to beat on hard to get the blueprint for this suit and the Gundam Latrell suit after beating the game, they were incredibly hard for me because I was not level 100. I only had a level 80 command Gundam and like a level 50 RGM-79 that I was using to basically grind out the Big Zam's Last Stand mission just to get my player level up. And was grinding out like those missions and was struggling really until I kind of just was like, I don't know, my mindset with respect to how I approached those missions on hard never changed. I just kept trying over and over again, and finally it just started working. I probably just got more familiar with the Gundam's movesets and became probably less intimidated, because you know, some of those in-game missions when you're fighting, you know, those I really wish I knew excuse me, the names of them off the top of my head, but when you're fighting those, I'm not sure if Gundam Latrell is actually fused with them. I know he is in some of the earlier missions, because Hermes Mercury will like let you know what's going on before the mission starts, but in the end, I'm not sure. I'd have to go back and replay them, but they can be pretty intimidating when you're going in there with, you know, 5 repairs, and you know, I did it with the Easy 8 and the RX-78 2 as my allies. And you're a sharpshooter, you really have to kind of obviously go in there with the intent of winning, but like play incredibly steady and and aggressive, while also being careful to just not die, obviously, but you can't let the mission kind of overtake your will to win, which it almost did at one point for me. But after I beat it the first time, I expected to see, especially the latter mission, the last mission that you have to do in order to get some of the final blueprint for the Latreia, and at least one Gatheroad blueprint. Probably say the final blueprint for the Gatheroad. I expected to see one of those two drop in like the you get your items after the mission's done, and that did not happen after the first time, and that was incredibly disheartening, especially considering how hard it was for me with a level 80 command gundam. And I did it again, and like it was probably like 30 minutes later that I was successfully able to do it, and I didn't get a blueprint again either. So I replayed the second to last harder mission that you have to do, where you're not fighting the kind of boxed out version of the big machine that you have to beat. It's more of it's the one that the Latreia is fused with on the title screen when you beat the game, and that changes. I decided to do that one because I thought if it was in an earlier directory it might be easier, and it really wasn't the case. And so it was at that point I kind of told myself, like, if I'm just not able to get over the fact that this is something I have to do, and I can't let it destroy my will to win, then I'm never going to get these suits. So like, I really kind of went in there just like head first, and that's when the fights started clearly going a little bit better as I maintained my like aggression towards the boss, while also kind of being like I don't know, just it just got easier the more and more I did it, or just even attempted them. And then I wasn't able to complete the one in the earlier I wasn't able to beat the one in the earlier directory, so I went to the final one again after beating it successfully 2 times and not getting any of the blueprints for either the Gatheroad or the Latreia. And I was like, this is it. Like, if I can't even beat it successfully for a 3rd time, then I'm just never gonna get these suits. And if I am able to beat it successfully, and I don't get a blueprint for either the Gatheroad or Latreia, I'm definitely putting it down. And luckily I was able to beat it not too long after I kind of came to that like conclusion in my own head about what I was going to do, and I was able to beat it, and I got one Gatheroad blueprint, which I think was all I needed from him for that suit. So and then from there the floodgates really started opening up, and about like 3 hours later I got all the blueprints I needed. But I did have to beat both of those missions that dropped, obviously the Latreia suits and the one Gatheroad blueprint that I got fairly early. I had to beat those like at least like in total, even after the first 3 times that I didn't really get anything, about I would say about like 7 or 8 times, which with a level 80 command gun is pretty. That's exactly why in the last video I was like, Gundam Latreia gave me Sword of the Father vibes, because it's a new type Gundam and a cooler one at that, but he does, you know, have a beam axe, and there's a couple enemy AI that resemble Latreia Gundams. What's the word, like design, that you fight throughout the course of the game. Some of them are actually dual wielding, kind of a longer max that you'll wielding his right hand after unlocking the suit, but I mean, that's why I got the like a sort of the father vibe after I'm getting that suit, because it was difficult for me to unlock. And obviously, after unlocking it, all I really wanted to do for the next couple days was play with it. But I held off on that until I was in a position to record the footage that I made for the last video. But I mean, this video was, these last couple missions I do, last two missions really that I do, are fun because, you can see here, there's a couple snipers posted up in these next couple missions that you'll see that are just relentless in there. How they target you, but, they're fun because they're probably like the only missions that'll take place in a snowy kind of environment, and they do have a nice mix of those are the only snipers I recall ever seeing in this game featured on this mission and the next one, and you know, with them being probably the only missions that feature those type of sniper enemies, in addition to the bosses that you'll find at the end of both of these missions, it really was just fun to play, especially with this suit. But it all ended up coming together very nicely. I think at the end of this mission, sorry, I was trying to think about what was going to happen. I think at the end of this mission, there's a, I can't remember what happens. I think Char as Noble will show up with someone else who's kind of accompanying him. I think a purple suit. And I think the Destroy Gundam is kind of in the background as you're fighting both of them. And then in the next mission it kind of plays out similarly, but maybe it's just the Destroy Gundam. Okay, so I guess this mission is the third mission that also has a set of missions in a similar / same directory that share a similar location. So I don't know. I think if I had to say like definitively how many missions shared that feature within being just in the same area, it would probably be the Future Reward Tekadon. The first set of missions I ran in this video, and then the last two. So So really the first two missions in the new Gundam video, I guess like everything I did in this video, because it would have been 4 missions, and I think that's how many I ultimately ended up doing. But it's just always fun to play games like this, especially when there's kind of suits like this and the ability to play it the way that it's laid out. I was actually thinking about this earlier. I seriously am contemplating about making a Gundam Mar Vidars video. The only thing is, I just don't know what to do with it, and I'm not too acclimated with fighters like that. It's not difficult to learn, but I might not, mainly because I'm so in love with Gundam Betrayal, and he's featured in that video. I might just leave it be, especially considering I think he benefits from the parts that I had. Although he's not on my team, I'm not playing with him. He's still really cool, but the only reason that kind of came to mind is because one of the two Gundams, the first one that fell in this fight, was purple, and Gundam Vidars Kumar is purple as well, except his design is actually pretty cool to me. There's a lot of, like, I don't know, different timelines or iterations in the Gundam series that have different suits. They're all clearly different, and I think they're all telling a different story, rightfully so. But with that Gundam, I don't know where it's from or what story they're trying to tell, but I do think it looks pretty cool, even if it is kind of like purple like that. It's got like instead of the dual horns that the RX-782 has, it's got like one kind of slit that goes on the top of his head. It's got yellow eyes. And I thought it was a bazooka that he had in his right hand, but it's not. It's almost like a javelin. It appears to be like a bazooka. And what I saw actually before I made this video, I was just googling it to see if I could find a suitable thumbnail or something that would kind of give me incentive to make that video. But so it's got like this, kind of massive, I think it looks like a lance, but something that would be a lance for a Gundam, not like a traditional lance, but and I don't remember how it moved in the Betrayal video too much like that. I don't remember how it moved when I played with it very briefly in the tutorial, but it did appear to be cool to me. Like I do remember playing with it and being like, I wouldn't mind making a video on that, even if it doesn't necessarily fit into everything that I've done up until now. But that's kind of that kind of mentality with just what I interpret something to be, you know, me thinking it was cool, I mean, that's how I viewed everything, all the suits that I played with up until now. So, like, just because it may not be a more traditional mainline story Gundam, and because it might not have a beam saber inherent to that suit, you know, it doesn't mean it wouldn't be a suit I wouldn't happily play with. It's even got these shoulder pads that appear to be protruding more from its shoulder as opposed to the ones that come out of Latreia. And those aren't even so much shoulder pads as they just look like inverted wings. The Gundam Kavaris, it has like on both of its shoulders, like they look like kind of like what Gundam Latreia has, except it's one on each side of its shoulder as opposed to a set of, it looks to be like, I don't know, skeleton bird wings or something that come out of Gundam Latreia. That's not fair. I don't know. I mean, what it looks like there. I don't know. What do you think that looks like? It just, they're clearly like added. I don't know. Maybe it's like sometimes it with aerodynamics of the suit, and maybe with it being a new type. RX-78-2, there's something, maybe that's why they're there, in addition to him having a set of 2 horns on his head, like with eyes, but all those things are like reasons I would happily pick that suit up and play with it. I just didn't know where or how to kind of feature it, but I mean, I would do it in a heartbeat, and really with any suit. I mean, I could mix and match things that might not even make sense to showcase that Gundam. Also, because it's an infighter and I can't inherently equip the parts for the beam saber, doesn't mean I can't find some skills and maybe piece together some, you know, parts on the fly to showcase that. To give a quick example, heading to the end of this video, is like when I was playing with the command Gundam, I couldn't have the beam saber, and didn't want, for that matter, the beam saber parts equipped because I needed high DPS to take out those bosses, especially with the level 80. So I can't remember the parts, the skills I had equipped. I do remember that it was, I believe it was Unwavering Devotion, Glass Cannon, and Roll Action Star. Those were the 3 skills that I had equipped. I really don't remember the description for all 3 of those, and didn't pick them other than, you know, I was just, every time I failed, you know, if it was like a bad fail, I would just try to switch up the skills. And I remember, like, right before I kind of was like, if I don't start winning here shortly, I'm just gonna quit. I was like, well, let me just kind of put on my Final Fantasy glasses and see if anything changes, if I just kind of, like, whether role play the way I was playing Bloodborne back in the day, like, you know, just equip something that sounds cool and hope it works, and that's what I did. And as far as the skills were concerned, and then when it came to the parts, I actually, to upgrade the suit to level 80, and because I upgraded the RGM to level 50, I think, I needed capital. I sold like virtually every part that I had except the one metal that you need for the beam sabers, and kept the ones that you get from like big stained glass stand that clearly have a name affiliated with them. to give you an example of what I'm talking about, there's a plug-in P chip that you get from defeating one of the little Treya and Fuse bosses that you fight in G Universe. I really don't remember which one. But chips like the plug-in P chip, the Big Zam Last Stand chip, there's a couple other ones that are like share similar name to those. I'm trying to think of one off the top of my head. There might be like 7 or 8 that I ultimately held onto in addition to the Beam Saber part. And I literally sold every other chip that I had, which I hated to do because they were, after beating some of the in-game missions, you get like, I think they're yellow parts that were clearly, I didn't even have, some of them I played with and it was noticeable I was doing a lot more damage. But I would just like equip them and you could see like what it was changing. I was like, well, this, if I can't do it with these little chips, like, or parts, excuse me, maybe it's just not meant to be. But it was like, eventually kind of choosing glass, unwavering devotion, glass cannon, roll action star, and playing with like the plug-in B chip, the Big Zam's Last Stand chip, and then I think there was one more. I was using the one that'll increase your magazine size before I think switching to another one. The one that increases your magazine size I think has a name to it as well. So I kept all the ones that had a name and sold all the other ones, even the high level, like, rare for me parts that were increasing, I'm assuming was my DPS at the time, and just kept grinding away. Thankfully I was able to do it, but if I were to make a video with that gundam Kamaris, I would need, if I had the time, I might actually just like play around using the skills and the parts that are, that you can equip with them fighters. See, just play through all the directors and see what we were go well with that. But I think what I'm going to do is try to get this online today, and really I want to go back and watch all of these videos in their entirety, because that's something I haven't done. I try to do that with at least all my uploads. At some point in time, I guess, just so I can, obviously try to make sure that, like, they're watchable videos and that they came out, period, before uploading them. But after uploading them, I don't know, I just like to see them. The only thing is, some of these are a little bit longer, but I don't think that'll be too much of an issue because I've got, like, I don't have these suits hanging over my head anymore, so, and that is a little bit of weight off my shoulders, considering that was something I was, to be quite honest, working towards, these past 2 months. So as much as I do want to make a Kamaris video, and I do have that suit unlocked, I think I'm just gonna kind of go back and really enjoy some of these recent uploads and see what else is going on, see what else is kind of happening in some of the videos that are featured, and that maybe share through these not just this video, but the last couple of videos I've uploaded. So I really enjoyed this game. It was really fun. I'm glad I not only bought it, but bought the deluxe edition, and a huge shout out to everyone that worked on it. This was incredibly fun, and I'm glad that it's like a thing. So thanks.